So let's quickly discuss dropping naps. What do you need to do and what is important? So when your little one is at the verge or on one of the cusp ages where they drop from 4 to 3 naps or 3 to 2 naps or from 2 to 1 nap, there are two things that are quite important. The first one is that you as the parent need to stay on top of the awake window of your child. And that's the length of time from when they wake up until their first nap happens. Because often children fall into a very good rhythm and routine with their napping, but then they get bigger and bigger and bigger, and we don't start adding on that extra 15 minutes to their age. And then suddenly you sit with a disaster where your child should be able to go 2 hours and 15 minutes between naps, but they're still on an hour and a half or so to say. So make sure as a parent you are nudging them gradually as they start growing older. Stay on top of those awake windows. Then the second thing that is important is when they are dropping a nap, usually what happens is they fight that last nap of the day. And when that last nap of the day doesn't happen, you very importantly have to pull bedtime earlier to accommodate that missed nap. During the day, we run on cortisol, which is your stress hormone. That's the hormone that keeps you awake, keeps you alert, keeps you from crashing your car. It's also the hormone that helps babies to learn. So we have elevated levels of cortisol during the day. At nighttime, we have melatonin that elevates. That's the sleepy hormone. Now, when they don't have that last nap of the day, what tends to happen is then the gap between their second last nap and bedtime becomes a very big stretch. And if we don't compensate by pulling that bedtime earlier, what we find is that then late afternoon they get super grumpy, super difficult, but then the body activates and says, dude, the child is not sleeping. We need to dump some cortisol into the system to keep them awake. So you're having a cortisol dump in their system before they need to go to bed, and we create an overtired child, an exceptionally fussy child, and now they're trying to sleep with two conflicting hormones in their brain. So very importantly is you need to pull that bedtime early to compensate. The same happens with stretching of their naps. If you don't stay on top of that awake window, then they don't get tired enough to sustain a long nap. So you'll put them down, maybe they do fall asleep, but you'll start seeing their naps start to get exceptionally short. That's also a cue for you that you need to start stretching their awake window. But I hope that this video helps.